me see. Let's screw this up. Okay, there we go. Sifra de Tzniuta. So we actually got to a new piece. This piece starts on page Kuf Nun Daled. Kuf Nun Daled. And we have the blurb at the beginning. I guess the first thing we should do is read the Sifra de Tzniuta. That's probably a good idea. So on page Kuf Nun Hey it says, "V'kule itma b'yaku." Everything is said by or in Yud K Vav. Kula kulilin belishan sasim le'ima. So all of it is incorporated in the tongue, which is closed up inside of ima. So either we're talking there probably about the Vav. The ha is patachas le denafik mina, because it opens up for him, and it comes out from there. Now, what exactly, we're obviously focusing on the word letters Yud K Vav, and then of course we have the concept of the tongue, which we've been talking about in some depth. So let's read the blurb. He says, Achar Shabir Inyan Tikun Shisha Kitzvos Dezer Anpen Al Yedera Zivug Rich Anpen Minei Ube. So that was the beginning of where we were the last time. Bezivuk Abba Ve'ima, and then we have a yichud that takes place between Abba Ve'ima. Yuvoyer Od, and we'll explain more. Ki Bezivuk Abba Ve'ima Nechlalo Shlosh Osios Yaakov. So understand that when that yichud takes place, and we've been talking about that Vav, so Abba is the Yud, and Ima is the He, and the Vav refers to Das. So he says, but Nechlalo Shlosh Osios Yaakov, but tipa zer anpin, and these are incorporated in the seed that's going to become zer anpin. Okay, that's why I call tipos as a seed. Ki shtei osios yak shall abba ve'ima nechlalim ba'os vav. They both wind up being incorporated into one letter, which is the letter vav. Shall zer anpin, and vav, of course, is the number of zero for a zer anpin. Muvor ki tipas and then you'll understand that this tipa Nitner Yisod Abba is placed in the Yisod of Abba, El Yisod Ima into the Yisod of Ima Besod the Yichud, which is the secret of this Yichud. Ve'ima Niftakach the Kabbalah Tipo, so she opens herself up in order to be able to receive this drop, or we'll call it I call it a seed. Besod Iver Kadei Lahotsia Zer Anpin, so she becomes she ingestates this inside of herself, in order to bring out a zer anpin after gestation, bisman holede besod, the parts of where he is now going to be in the sod of a parts of, which means that he's going to be in 3 lines. Now this is a short piece here. I'm just going to read it first, and then come back and we'll start to look at the notes, because there are notes on this. So he says, V'kula itmar b'Yaakov. That's the first stage. We want to know what he's talking about. I'll call the Amba b'shlosh osius Yud K and Vav shel Shem Avaya. Ki tipus sheish kitzvos, because the drop, which is represented by the 6 kitzvos asher anpin, hu besod os Vav shel Shem Avaya. It's the secret of the Vav of the Yud K Vav K. So he says once again. So that's Yaakov. V'nimsha al yidei zivug Abba ve'ima. So it comes like this. When Abba ve'ima join together, shehem shtei osius Yud and K shall Shem Havaya Kanal. So there we see seen that previously. Nimsa sheyesh kan shlosh osius Yud K Vav. Now you have 3 letters. Kulu kulilin v'kol shlosh osius Yaakov elu nechlala b'tipus zer anpin. Now that's probably significant, but they actually are the formation. I guess it means the genetic material inside of the seed, so to speak. So belishan shebetoch yisod abba hanikra loshon. So because this inside of the yisod of Abba, which is also the yisod Abba, which is also called the tongue. Sasim le'ima is closed inside of Iba. Masosim Pesach Yisod Ima Besod the Yichud, so it closes up. In other words, they're joined together at the Yisod, and it becomes one. Vaz nitna tipa zer anpen b'mei ima, and that is the point at which we understand that this seed is placed into the womb of Eva. So the Eva, which is the concept of gestation. The ha is patachas le ki ima, because what it requires this. Ima nifteches the yisod Abba an nikra mafteach. So she opens for Abba, who is called a key. Shabbateches pes as yisod ima, that key is able to open up the yisod of ima, which is necessary. Besod peterechem, it's like break the first opening of her womb. So in other words, he has the key to open her womb. V'nosen law, and he places inside of that womb. Tipus shesh kitzvos shel zer anpen, the drop or the seed that contains within it the 6 kitzvos of zer anpen, beso the yichud, in the secret of yichud. The nafik minah, that it comes out then from. Oh, I lost him again. Okay, that's like a busy day for interruptions. I don't know why I'm concentrating so hard. I don't hear that, because I usually get some kind of a notification. So where should we start? Do you want to start by the top of the left column?
Where are we up to?
Okay, so I'm really up to the nafik minah. So he says the nafik anpen. In other words, so he went through a little process of describing how the lock, or the key rather, opens the lock. The lock of what? The lock of the yisod of ima. And as a result of that, it closes up that lock. He comes into it and closes it. So inside there, he deposits the seed of the 6 kitzvos of zer anpen. Bisman aleda bebechinat parts of shalom, and therefore zer anpen will now be in 3 lines, in a complete parts of. La'achar hatikun b'mei ima beso the ivor. So, can we do a little bit more? I ran long on the last one. We'll try to pick this up tomorrow more. So let's go down and let's see if we could pick up the notes. We'll do 1 or 2. B'kula itmach b'yud ke vav. That's what it says. That's our beginning. B'kol ne'ema b'shlosh osis yaku shel shem avaya. Ki tipa shesh kitzvos shel zer anpen. So his 6 kitzvos, that is the seed that contains them. Hu b'sod os vav shel shem avaya is the secret of that. Let's look at number lamed vav. Rei b'haros la'el. So we actually already looked at some of this in the haros. The yesh lomer ki lechen nikra tipa zer anpen b'shem shisa. That's the reason why it's called shisa. Why? It's called by the name shisa. Like it says over there, Shisha Nafkim, Shisa Nafkim, 6 come out. The Ramos Shuhu Besod Ozvov. Now, how does this help me? Shal Shem Avaya, Ki Misbar Shesh, the number 6, Romas La Ozvov Kanaida. So he didn't mean Davka Shisa, that's more like Aramaic. He meant to say 6. The concept is it's a 6. It's a 6, which is the same thing as the Vav that we're talking about. Okay, let's see if we could do one more if you'll let me. This is number Lamed Vav. After Lamed Vav, it says Lamed Vav, whatever, Lamed Zion. I can't read it. V'nimshach al yedich bezivug abba ve'ima shehem shtei osius yak. So it flows as a result of this yichud, which are, of course, Yud and K. Shel Shem Avaya Canal, and then we come to number Lamed Ches. So, very short Lamed Ches. Commotion is Boyer Sham, that's nothing. Let's go to Lamed Tes. Is V'Nimsa Sheyesh Kam Shlosh Osius Yaku. So now you have these 3 letters. V'Afshe Shor Shatipa Nimshechas Min Erik Anpin. So we understand that the root of this tipa is really coming ultimately from Erik Anpin. Commotion is Boyer Lael. We've been through this a little bit. So Ma'anfach the Sharsha the Gufa, which is that secret that we saw this before about the branch that comes out of the root of the body. Lishim B'mala Ravavim, also that one about the tongue. This is also reference when you have the tip of the letter Yud Shuhu Erik Anpin Kanoida, which is Erik Anpin is the letter Yud, or is it the tip? The Yud is Chochma, so the tip of the Yud is Erik Anpin. So Behadras Melech, Shabir Khan Bazel Lashon explains, V'kulam Itmar B'Yaku. So everything is extended. What does that mean? He says, Call Yud Spheros, the Atzilus, Amurim V'Rumozim B'Yaku. So all of the 10 Spheros are all referenced in this word, in these 3 letters, Yud Kei Vav. Kamosha Kasav Rav, like the Rav writes in the Eitz Chaim. He says, Kutza Shal Yud Arich Kesed Atzilus. So there you have the Kutz is the Kesed Yitzilus. The Yud is Chachma, the Hey is Bina, and the Vav, Sheish Kitzvos, Mechesed Ad Yisod. Malchus Kolul Malchus goes along with she's a Pesia Labar. So here's Ad Khan. V'rei Aras, I also look what you say up above. B'Sifra Koidim, she is Kaladus Malchus im Sheish Kitzvos, the Inyano, that we're always putting Malchus. When you say 6, there's always a 7th one that's attached. Who besod Pesia Labar. So that's where we got that word. This is a step outwards, or she's out, she stepped out. Okay, that's it for today. This is Baruch Fleischman at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel.